Everyone says the midnight sky is the most beautiful thing you'll ever see when you look above the clouds. People will blame God, not because they hate Him, but because grief forces questions about what life truly has to offer. It's wild how everything keeps moving on like nothing ever happened. Friends see you happy. They feel the joy you bring them, assume grief has passed. But behind closed doors, the environment feels endless and empty. The space feels endless, like the world ended quietly and no one noticed. Grief doesn't announce itself. It enters lives uninvited to reveal who we really are. Because when we lose someone we love, we don't lose ourselves. We learn how differently emotions can exist. I don't have all the answers yet. I'm just learning how to live with the space grief left behind. If you were here, maybe I will be happy again. I would do anything to look you in the eyes one last time. God's words remind us to trust Him even when life feels low. As days turn into months, months into years, grief teaches lessons we never asked for. Not to punish us, but to test us. This moment decides whether faith is built or slowly forgotten. For many, grief isn't about faith, it's about meaning. When you don't believe beyond this life, loss feels final. There are no promises to hold, and sometimes that makes grief feel heavier. The memories don't fade away, they change. They appear in quiet moments and ordinary places and unexpected seconds. Grief doesn't ask permission. It reminds you of what life used to be and what you thought you never lose. Eventually, you stop waiting for it to disappear and learn how to live around it. Time doesn't heal instantly. Healing takes patience. Some days feel heavy, others feel quiet, but the sadness still remains. Because love doesn't end, it finds a quieter way to live inside you. Pain doesn't arrive loudly, it comes in silence, in sleepless nights, in old photographs, and memories that remind you how simple life once felt. Back then, the world felt brighter because you didn't know loss. Days felt longer. Laughter came easier. Life felt that way because of who stood beside you. We never realize how fragile moments are until they're gone. Flowers don't arrive with answers. They arrive with presence. They don't replace what's gone. They stand where words fail. Dialysis taught me that beauty doesn't demand attention. It waits. In noticing them, I learned how to stay. Attention became an act of care. Stillness became healing. Some gestures are made with forever in mind. Meaning doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it grows quietly beside you until you're ready to see it. Forever changes when tomorrow stops answering. Loss turns something into we carry, not something we leave behind. A piece of eternity lives inside us, a reminder that love doesn't disappear, whispers hope. This isn't goodbye, just until we meet again. Broken doesn't feel like pain at first. It feels like the end of a future you thought would last forever. The pieces don't fall all at once, they arrive slowly. Some shatter, some reshape, and faith turns moments into memories we never lose. Memory holds a picture. They remind us who we were loved by and who we became because of it. And that's when I realized that was the last picture of us before it became a memory. The ocean speaks in ways words can't. The waves rise and fall like reassurance. The wind carries messages I couldn't say. And the shore holds what remains. Grief didn't end love, it revealed it. God doesn't send grief to break us, He allows it to shape us. There's a difference between physical love and peaceful love. Physical love is where you have the person in your presence here in the physical world. Peaceful love in the other corner is where the soul is inside of you and remains and will be inside of you forever. Placed in silence, and they speak louder than words. And somehow, peace stayed. Fireflies appear like grief, quiet and unexpected. Even when the glow feels small and fills the night. Some lights can't be taken. It only transforms, and eventually even that glow of the sky weight becomes lighter. The wind carries clarity. God moves ahead of us before we ever notice. And one day, the skies will be clear. Grace is given, not earned. because we could never save ourselves. Love isn't a reward, it's a gift. Was the map when I stopped searching for one. His grace carried me when I couldn't carry myself. God painted me before I understood the colors: joy, pain, growth, and redemption. Grace doesn't restore, it restarts. And slowly, the picture made more sense than the broken pieces ever did. Nothing was forgotten. Not the moments that broke us, not the pieces that whispered alone. Heaven, it's not a place, it's peace where our soul could recognize before we arrive. There comes a moment when the weight falls away. You rise not finished and not perfect, but lifted, and that changes everything. Home isn't a place, it's the quiet where you finally exhale the feeling of being held and being free by moments that matter. When God settles your heart, searching ends. Faith finds you before it reaches you, and peace finds you quietly. Fear softens, life hardens, it heals quietly, it moves gently, and one day you realize you changed. Dream of seeing them again, but God reminds us there's still hope again. When I look at the stars, I remember everything. Grief is love, but it's in a different form. I thought there would be more time. I thought tomorrow was promised. And all I have are the moments I didn't choose. And if you can still hear me, this is me saying, until we meet again.